show business. Thank you, guys. That's a great job. Lloyd Smucker. Lloyd, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lloyd. John Joyce. I saw him take the jacket off. That was quite a scene. That was quite a scene. Byron Donalds from Florida, who you met. He's a winner and a star. And a man who, right from the beginning, was with me. He's a tough guy, too. He used to sit outside. It was like 10 degrees below zero, and he wouldn't wear even an undershirt. And he's not that pretty to look at, I'll be honest. But he's a tough cookie, and the people of the state, of the Commonwealth, they really love him. He's a fantastic American, fights like hell for everything that's good. Congressman Mike Kelly. Right? How's that? Good job for you? Thanks, Mike. Good job, Mike. Today he's wearing a shirt. I don't want to see him without a shirt. Ambassador Carla Sands, who did a fantastic job a little while ago, and she was a great ambassador. Thank you, Carla. Beautiful job today. The mayor of Slippery Rock, John David Longo. John. Thank you. Thank you, John. Great job. And the man who's going to defeat your terrible Senator Bob Casey. Bob Casey, by the way, just say, look, I don't want to spend. Nobody knows who the hell he is. His father was there a long time. He's there a long time. They're tough to beat. You know, I was telling them that they are tough to beat. But this guy's a hero. He's a star. He was a brilliant student. Everything he ever did, he went to Wall Street. He became like one of the biggest people. And I know I just see it. Some of these guys, they've been there for years and years, and I'm not knocking them. They're survivors. What they are is survivors more than anything else. But this guy is an outstanding person. This guy is not a survivor. He's somebody that can really turn the country around and somebody that we need. And maybe I'd like to have him come up and say a few words. Dave McCormick, please. Come on up, Dave.
Thank you, Mr. President. We are so proud to have you in the Keystone State. This is ground zero where you're going to go back to the White House based on what happens here in Pennsylvania. Right here, ground zero. And Mr. President, I'm so optimistic that you are going to win in Pennsylvania. You're going to win the presidency for two reasons. Number one, when I'm going across our great Commonwealth, the thing people say they want is common sense leadership, the kind of common sense leadership you showed when you were president. But the second thing they say they want, and I tell them, I say, listen, I was there with Mike Kelly and Dan Muser in Butler. I saw you get shot. I saw you come up, and I saw strength when you said, fight, fight, fight. Thank you, Mr. President. We're glad to have you with us here today.
He was there, by the way. He had just left the stage, actually. That was good timing. That was good timing. Just left the stage, right? I said, say hello to Dave. And then it began, a horrible thing. Also with us are Bob and Sherry Kepka. Where's Bob? I got to see Bob. Where is he? Where the hell is Bob? My golfing buddy. Bob Kepka. So he's the son of two great golfers, and they're both phenomenal people. One is Brooks. He's one of the best in the world. He just won last week. That is oh, look at him. He's shooting me as I'm talking. You can't do that. You're supposed to be standing up listening to every word. He's shooting it. I can't believe. Okay, so, hey, Brooks, your father's doing a great job. Your family is the greatest. But Brooks is one of the greatest players in the world. He's got 5 majors already as a young man. 5 majors, that's Hall of Fame all the way, right, Steve? And I'll tell you, he gets it from somewhere. He gets it from that guy, because that guy can play We play each other, but Trump can play too. We play each other. We have a good time, right? We have to say hello to the family, you two boys, everybody, okay? Thank you. Thank you both. Sherry, thank you. Great guy, great family. And two amazing Puerto Rican musical legends. They're legends, Justin Quiles and Anuel. Do you know who they are? Do you know who the hell they are? Come up here, just fast, fellas, come on. Because I don't know if these people know who the hell you are. But it's good for the Puerto Rican vote. Every Puerto Rican is going to vote for Trump right now. We'll take it.
Hey, what's happening? It's Friday. It's time for Liberal Smackdown. I want to welcome everybody who is here. If you're not watching the Trump rally on another network, you can feel free to watch it here for a little bit. I got Jenn The Homeschooling Mom with me. Jenn, how are you doing this evening?
Great. Good to see you today.
Yes, it is. It's been a minute. I try not to stay gone too long, but it's kind of sad when you just come up every day and have to talk about the same old stuff over and over and over again.
Right.
When you see the country in decline every day after day after day after day. But it looks like the country is waking up. You got Puerto Ricans for Trump up in the house. Let's see what they got to say. You got anything to say before we head back over here this way real quick?
No, this is great, especially on the tails of yesterday's interview. I'm not sure what it was, but when Kamala was answering questions with her henchmen, it was just Dana Bash was the most presidential person looking in the room. And this is fantastic, but please carry on. This is great.
I'll also say a few words here. Mr. President, I'm beyond honored being here with you today. Mr. President, above all, I like you because I always say this, you're not a puppet. I love that about you. Yeah, I really do. I back you because I feel you're the most honest president we ever had. That's true. Saying things how they are, not what you think people want to hear.
You may know the FDA is responsible for approving new drugs and making sure those drugs are safe.
New York and Florida and all around, wherever he goes, he's successful. He never fails. He really does it. He's very extraordinary. Mr. Steve Witkoff, he's right here. Steve, stand up. Thank you. Thank you, Steve. Thank you. Got one of the great families, too. One of the great, great families. One of his boys is looking down right now, very proud of Dad, right? Looking down, your brothers, he's looking down saying, I'm so proud of my dad. But Steve is just extraordinary. So thank you, Steve, for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you. From the moment we take back the White House from Kamala and Crooked Joe, we're going to have 4 of the greatest years in the history of our country. It's going to happen. We're going to get it done fast. Starting on day 1, I will seal the border and stop the migrant invasion into our country. We will carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. We have no choice. We will halt the invasion and deport the illegals. She will let in the next 15 million people. And if they won in 4 years, we will have had over 100 million people from all over the world enter our country. And many of them likewise will be from prisons, mental institutions, gang members, criminals. We're not going to do it. She will destroy this country. She's worse than Biden. Because Biden wasn't a real believer in the radical left. She is. That's all she knew. That's what her father taught her. A Marxist professor. That's what he taught her. We will defeat inflation very quickly, and we will make America affordable again. People cannot afford to live here. We will make America the dominant energy producer in the world by far. I already brought it to number 1. We were energy independent 4 years ago. Look what happened. We're going to be energy dominant very soon. We have more liquid gold under our feet than any other country in the world, and we will use it to reduce taxes and energy costs for our people. We will also start paying down debt very substantially. In 12 months, we will cut your energy bills in half. We will cut them in half. And that includes heating, air conditioning, electricity, and gasoline. I will turn the United States into a manufacturing superpower very quickly. We're ready to do that. We had the most successful country economically in the history of the world, and we'll get it back very fast. We will no longer allow foreign countries to take our jobs and steal our wealth. In Mexico, they're building massive automobile factories that the UAW head doesn't know. The people know. That's why the people are for me within the UAW, United Auto Workers. But they're building massive plants. They're owned by China. They think they're going to make cars, sell them into the United States. No, they're not. I will put a 200% tariff on every single car, and no car will be coming to the United States. We will make our own products and buy far less from foreign countries that we are buying right now, other countries that make us pay a tax to do business with them will be charged the same tax or tariff when they send their product into the United States. It'll be called the Trump Reciprocal Trade Act. So if China or any other country charges us a 100% or 200% tariff or tax, we will then charge them a 100 or 200% tariff or tax in return. I will end the electric vehicle mandate. I will cut every job-killing regulation of the Harris-Biden administration. I cut more regulations than any president in history by far, and I gave you the largest tax cuts of any president in history by far, and make our auto manufacturing business stronger than ever before. We're going to bring in tremendous numbers of factories. They're going to all be brought in because it's going to be too expensive for people to make them outside. They're going to all come back. We're going to bring it back. We've lost 72% of our automobile manufacturing business over the last 30 years. It's going to come back. When I'm back in the White House, we will pass large tax cuts for workers and no tax on tips. No tax on tips.
Be careful
So
what
if
you
you're
say
a
now. They might
restaurant
take it.
worker, a bartender, hospitality worker, a caddy, a barber, driver, or anyone else who relies on tip income, your tips will be yours. You know, they've given you inflation. They've taken all your money away. And, you know, she heard this, and 2-3 months later, she said, there will be no tax on tips. How original. That's why we talk about the American dream. She heard that the other day. So she'll start talking soon about she's going to bring back the American. She doesn't know what the American dream is. I will fight for and protect your Social Security and Medicare with no cuts whatsoever. And we will have no tax on Social Security benefits for our seniors. No more tax. Yesterday, I made a major new announcement. If I'm elected this November, for the first time ever, your government will pay for or require insurance companies to pay for all costs associated with IVF fertility treatment. We want more babies to be born in America. We want more babies. We need them. We need them. We will cut wasteful and unnecessary spending, and we will terminate the Green New Deal and spend that money on roads, bridges, real infrastructure, and paying down debt, not fake infrastructure that has caused massive inflation with no benefit whatsoever to our country. I will settle the war in Ukraine, and I will end the chaos in the Middle East, and I will restore peace through strength very quickly. We will end the weaponization of government against the American people. We will protect religious liberty, and we will end the war on Christmas is back. Remember? 8 years ago, I said there's a war on Christmas. They were afraid to say Merry Christmas, and we had it won, but now it was how much can it take? But we will stop that very quickly. Just don't buy. Anybody doesn't say Merry Christmas, you don't buy, and that'll be back very, very quickly. When I return to the White House, I will also stop the indoctrination of your children and protect your parents' rights.
He's pointing out so
We're going
much
to
wrong.
protect parents' rights. We will rebuild our cities, including Washington, D.C., making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. In Washington, D.C., you leave the Commonwealth, you want to go see the Washington Monument, and you end up getting stabbed. You look at dirty roads with bad barricades, with graffiti all over the marble. It's going to be cleaned up real fast. We're going to take it over. We're going to run it properly. And we're going to have tough law enforcement. People aren't going to be shot in Washington, D.C. anymore. And we will keep the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency. It's fading. We're not going to let that. That would be like losing a world war. You can't let that happen. Then we would be a third world nation. This is how we will end the era of inflation, mayhem, and misery under Kamala and Crooked Joe. We will unleash safety, prosperity, and peace for Americans of every race, religion, color, and creed. Together, we will deliver low taxes, low regulations, low energy costs, low interest rates, low inflation, so that everyone can afford groceries, a car, and a home. We will stop the invasion, end migrant crime, support our police, strengthen our military, build a missile defense shield all around our country. Other countries have it. Why shouldn't we? We're going to all make it right here in Pennsylvania and other places. We're going to make a lot of it right here in Pennsylvania, from what I hear. But Israel has it. It worked. 300 rockets shot. 299 got shot down. One got pretty seriously hit. But if you think about it, it's amazing technology. You know, Ronald Reagan wanted it many years ago, but the technology wasn't there. But now the technology is there. We're going to have it built. We're going to have that dome built right over us. We're going to have a beautiful, safe country. One way or the other, we're going to keep it safe. We're going to keep critical race theory and transgender insanity the hell out of our schools. And we're going to keep men out of women's sports. We will defend the Second Amendment, restore free speech, and we will secure our elections. Everyone will prosper. Every family will thrive, and every day will be filled with joy and opportunity and hope. But for that to happen, we must defeat Kamala Harris, a Marxist, and we must stop her country-destroying liberal agenda once and for all. We have to stop it. And I think a lot of things are happening. Look, people are seeing who she is. All you had to do is watch yesterday. Give me a break. That's not a president. That's not a president. That's not a president. And we can't let that person destroy our country. So get your friends, get your family, register, volunteer, and get the hell out to vote, okay? Front row Joe. Right? Because we want a landslide that is too big to rig. Too big to rig. Too big to rig. And go to swampthevoteusa.com. Swampthevoteusa.com. On November 5th, we will save our economy. We will rescue our middle class. We will reclaim our sovereignty and restore our borders. We will put America first, and we will take back our country. Together, we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. We will make America free again. And we will make America great again. Thank you very much, Pennsylvania.
That was awesome.
Okay. That was awesome. That was the Don right there. That was awesome. And you know what? Kamala Harris could only hope and pray that she could stand up there and talk like that and speak without just making a word salad out of everything.
Right.
It's good to see you, Jen. It's good to see everybody tuning in. It's Friday night. I see you out there, Diane Andrea. I see you, Randy Rose, the genealogist one. Who else I see? I see Terry Harper out there, and the numbers are just fluctuating. So thank you for joining us. But what you think about what the man had to say?
I absolutely love that, and it was a clear plan, and there was nothing confusing about what he said, and that was the struggle that, girlfriend had yesterday, and it was terrible. I couldn't even watch it, it was miserable, I felt so bad. I don't know if I felt bad for her as a woman because she wasn't prepared, and I felt bad for her henchman who was there, Baby Huey, the big guy over to her left. He didn't know what to say, he was just smiling like he always does, and I don't know. That was just so encouraging. I don't know who cannot watch a Trump rally and leave not encouraged. I mean, if you're not patriotic, you have to see a Trump rally.
You really do. And if you haven't seen one, I highly urge you to go see one. But we're going to get into our first clip like we always do. And as President Trump was talking, they are not sending their very finest. They are sending actually their worst. And then we'll listen to this one, get into it, and then we'll talk about it.
Is at an apartment complex in Aurora showing men with long guns and pistols in their hands. This is at an apartment building, and a pretty concerning video that is now going viral on social media. National news is picking this up, but we've been following this locally for weeks, and we have questions.
City council members and people living in the area claim this is part of a gang takeover in several parts of the city. Those claims now getting national attention. So we wanted to go right to the mayor. Mayor Mike Kaufman joins us live via Zoom this morning to talk more about the situation. First of all, thank you for taking some time out. I know you're dealing with a lot. When you see this video, what do you think? Because I don't live in Aurora, but I think to myself, holy cow, if I lived in Aurora, I'd be freaking out right now.
Well, it's, let me put it in context first. This concern that it's 3 apartment complexes, but that's not to minimize it at all. But we're, the 51st largest city in America. We're 400,000 in population. And so, but there are 3 apartment complexes that we believe in, that where there is a concentration of Venezuelan migrants, and the criminality is unfortunately followed. So we have a task force with local, state and our federal law enforcement partners working on it to.
So wait a minute. You mean to tell me that these people can just rush up in your crib like that, Jen?
Wow. I am frustrated that they are actually sending these. They're not the people that just come across bored, walking across a desert into another country. But other countries are seriously cleaning out their jails. It only makes sense. They are saving on food, clothing, and shelter. They don't have to take care of these guys anymore. Just send them to America because Biden said, come on over, it's open. And that is high treason. If anything, it's pure treason. So this is from Biden to the American people.
And this is the mayor, Mike Kaufman. So he's got first hands on the ground of what's going on. Let's see what he's saying.
These criminals out and get them off the streets. But it certainly concerns me. But it is in 3 apartment complexes.
Now, you and I talked about this issue of apartment complexes, migrant gangs. We talked about this at length last week. And I did ask you if you knew about armed people going around and intimidating people at these complexes. And you said you did know that this was happening to the apartment building owners, and to an extent that we knew it was happening to people who lived there. But my question is, when did you first see this video, and when did you know it was to the extent that we're seeing in this video?
Well, we've known, I think I put out a couple of weeks ago that we had formed the task force. We knew at that time that we had formed the law enforcement task force to root them out, that there was intimidation going on, and part of that intimidation certainly involves individuals with weapons.
So That is literally taking place on the streets of America. You know, if I went to any apartment complex and took out as much as a knife and tried to call myself taking it over, the police would be out there so fast.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe it. They've taken over, and American citizens are leaving. And there's no SWAT, no
Is it a
National Guard.
blue state? Is it a blue state?
I
Blue
don't.
states have special privileges. They
Well,
have.
yeah, they have it's a sanctuary. It's a
Okay.
sanctuary state, but that ain't too sanctimonious. That right there. I mean, they're extorting these people. I mean, you see they knocked on that lady's door like they was about to deliver some pizza.
Oh wow.
They was going in.
Right. Oh wow. Yeah, well, we still have the Second Amendment, and my son said if that happened at our house, if we lived in an apartment building and we still have the Second Amendment, they're just protecting their family. And you look through that peephole while you have your big long gun in the other hand, and you just take care of business through the door. Don't even answer it. It's scary, but
Why hasn't the National Guard went and rounded them up?
not allowed. So sad. It's treason. This is all on Biden.
Are you sure they're not going to try to blame this on Trump? I don't know
Oh,
how
they'll blame it on him. I know they will. But I mean, we have a constitution, and I just want to say Article 4, Section 4, the government will protect against invasion. And I love that Trump used the word migrant invasion in his speech, because this new administration or regime, whatever you have going on in DC, they don't call it that. They're like, they're the newcomers. We invited them. I'm like, no, it's an invasion. So, hats off to Trump. I'm so glad he called it a migrant invasion.
I mean, I don't know how far the American people will tolerate blatant, and I'm trying to find a different word that's different than disrespect, but what they blatantly are doing that the government isn't protecting its people from. First is the apartment complexes, and now we got this, and I can only imagine what's next. Let's see what this gentleman has to say.
Tonight, 2 school bus routes in the Hamul Dolzura Union School District were interrupted for 2 straight days after several migrants tried to board school buses. Our Sarah Legre has the story tonight.
Well, yeah, there have been 2 migrant encounters in the past 2 days involving school buses and young children here at Hamul Dolzura USD. Now, no one was injured and all students are safe, but parents are angry.
Your initial shock is you're helpless.
It's practice night for Nicole Cardinale and her son Apollo. It's the ordinary, but their morning certainly wasn't.
20 illegal migrants tried to get on the bus today at one of our bus stops.
Hours earlier, she got this email letting Nicole know her 8-year-old son was aboard his school bus heading to Hamul Elementary when all of a sudden,
really confused. He said these adults, they weren't kids. He said, but they had backpacks on, Mom, and they tried to get on our bus. He said, and there was a lot of them.
The district confirmed 20 migrants tried to board the bus Wednesday morning when it stopped to pick up students here along its B route. That's when parents and the driver stepped in, keeping the migrants at bay.
It was definitely really scary.
It also happened Tuesday along Route A, shown here in orange near State Route 94. 3 men walked along the highway trying to stop the bus to, quote, go around their group.
When they see a bus, naturally the impulse might be, this will take me to a much safer area.
Pedro Rios helps lead the humanitarian response at the U.S.-Mexico border. He says while it's unclear why the group tried to board Wednesday, heat and mountain terrain can drive a desperate response.
First and foremost, there has to be an acknowledgement by the Biden administration that asylum is a human right.
Parents like Jeremy Adams now demanding answers from the district and a safety plan to help quell fears.
We don't know who these people are. We don't know if they have any criminal history, what their background is.
Meanwhile, the sheriff's office says it's conducting an investigation and says it takes safety very seriously and are working with the school district in order to keep students and the community safe. As far as Nicole goes, she's stuck with the what ifs.
It's just scary that these kids are put into this situation. If those 20 people would have gotten onto the bus and tried to take over the bus, like these kids and the bus driver could have been in real danger.
The superintendent says she's also been in touch with the CHP along with U.S. Border Patrol. She says in the meantime, she's asking bus drivers to go to the next stop if they do encounter one stop that has migrants nearby, and then asking parents to also meet them at the following stop just to ensure safety for both the community members as well as the students on board. For now, that's the very latest here from Hamul. I'm Sarah Allegre, sending it back to you.
Jen, take it away.
Wow. I can't think of a kind name for them, but just an honest one. The misplaced newcomers. It's sad. You cannot misplace these. I mean, they are misplaced. You can't just send newcomers to a foreign land, especially violent ones, and expect everything to be okay. All they're doing is getting a cheap way out of not paying food, clothing, or shelter. So that's bad. I hope that we don't look friendly on these countries that unloaded their prisons on us. That's ridiculous.
We are literally sitting back. Great old US of A.
Ooh, right.
And we are being victimized by people from another country. And this government is sitting back, allowing it to take place. This is astonishing. Right. This is I'm at a loss for words almost. Because are y'all gonna let them get away with robbing banks next? I mean, what are y'all gonna let these people do to think they can just they're doing shit the average American citizen could never get away with doing? Beating up the police officers, getting out of jail, going to commit more crimes. I mean, that's when you know that the people in charge aren't for Americans. No way, shape, or form. When they allow illegals to come over and now I don't care if it's crime or not, but that shit's left for us Americans to do if we want to feel free to do it. How the hell you gonna let other people from another country and take over the role as criminal?
Right.
Leave that shit to the Americans. We got enough of them. But no, I guess American criminals just ain't good enough. I guess American criminals they haven't gotten to the upper echelons to learn how to start taking over apartment complexes and shit like that.
Or travel on children's school buses.
Yeah. I guess some of the gangs need. I guess we ain't built like that. I guess, hey, like Trump said, these people, they don't think like Americans. They out there. They don't give a damn. These people that cut your head off with a machete.
Right.
It's crazy. What's next? What are they going to take over next? Apartment complexes, boarding school buses. Well, shit. They all getting their pockets fat with all this money. And we all know this money gonna run dry. This money gonna stop coming. You know, anybody that's on assistance, if you ever been on public assistance, you know that shit's only temporary. They got these people thinking that this is the new lifestyle and shit. Oh, they about to have a rude awakening. They're gonna be calling the social service office, cussing their ass out. Good thing they got the people speaking Spanish up in that motherfucker now.
Wow, right.
That's we ain't even got to that point yet. When these people start going broke.
Wow. Have you seen much of the flash mobs lately? I haven't, but I have noticed even in Idaho, the Rite Aids and Walmart, and there's another Walgreens. They have their cosmetics and their meds behind glass. You have to get the pharmacist out with a key if you want to get some cough syrup. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You can't even get Sudafed. You have to go to the counter and ask the pharmacist for it, and then they'll see if you're worthy enough to get it. You're like coughing and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, okay, you can have it." It's scary, but everything is regulated.
Oh gosh, let's move on. Let's see, what do we have in store here? I believe we're going to have. Oh, I lost my spot. I hate losing my spot, so I gotta find it again. So y'all gotta bear with me. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's just. Oh man, why gotta get a commercial? How come I'm the only one doing this? We're gonna. They're gonna talk about Kamala Harris here in a second. If I can get this thing to act right. All right, let's go. Let's get into it. Let me see if I can get the video up here. Y'all like, share, subscribe, ring the bell so you can get them instant notifications. I know it's been a minute since I've been up here, but guess what? I'm back.
She wants it always. She does not want to be pinned down. She wants to be everything to everyone. And the problem is we're now in a world where we believed them in 2020 that he was going to be a uniter, that everything was going to return to normal. And we believed that we knew what that meant. And this is what we've got: a world at war, an economy that is a disaster, an erased southern border, unmitigated crime, housing costs out in an outrageous situation, billions suggested now for housing for foreigners, for illegal aliens in this country. We don't know how to look up. So when you've got someone who is from that administration coming in, has never been a shy woman. Kamala Harris has made very clear what her positions have been. She can be very passionate about those positions, about telling people that the 2020 rights were not going to end, and they shouldn't end. Supporting the bail fund, who were burning down the cities. She knew what she believed in. She didn't have to be coached. But now, what is the coaching? Oh, she's Mary Poppins now.
Right.
She's Mary Poppins. And it's a coaching, as Vance has noted, to not really say anything. It's like a freshman who's always skated by, and you've got a 50,000 word essay you're supposed to turn in, and you want to fill it up with as many meaningless words as you possibly can. Our lives are at stake, not theirs. The average American's life is at stake economically, and when it comes to safety. We need more here than cynical kabuki theater.
Yeah, I want to take a look at a few of the headlines on the interview. Kamala Harris shows her true lefty colors, admits values have not changed. Kamala Harris took 39 days to say nothing at all. The Wall Street Journal op-ed board argues this: Kamala Harris's campaign handlers were not high-fiving each other watching their candidates interview. The VP got away, for the most part, with repeating the campaign's platitudes and was never seriously challenged on anything. That's a shame, because voters still haven't received a straight answer about whether and how she has changed her views from the far left positions she espoused. We take it as a studied wink to her left flank that she's on their side, but can't say so clearly until she's elected.
So we learned a lot about Kamala Harris, that she has complete contempt for the American people, that she'll use winks, and that the American people, the voters who don't agree with her, are just drooling idiots who won't know what the difference is. Also, keep in mind, she says they won't ban fracking. What she will do is make it impossible. Right. She'll make it impossible with rules and regulations. So be careful when you listen to someone like this use very specific words. And I do contend we learned everything about her.
Sure.
We learned that she does have positions and she had to work very hard to not say them to people last night. And Dana Bash, she didn't address all the issues, by the way, not the unrealized tax gains. Harris mentioned price controls through the price gouging. Bash said nothing about that. I mean, it was a remarkable thing to watch, and as a feminist, very disappointed in two women who had an opportunity to make a difference, and they, in fact, sang lullabies to each other.
I liked the fact that Dana Bash did question why would we want to vote in Kamala Harris when the economy was stronger under President Trump. She acknowledged that, right? Then Kamala Harris comes out and says, well, you know, inflation is down. We inherited an economy where hundreds of thousands of jobs were lost because of the pandemic. Well, obviously, when you hit rock bottom, there's only one way up, right? But what I didn't like is that she didn't press her on those answers.
Of course.
Well, exactly what have you done? She did mention, well, why haven't you done anything about it in the last 3.5 years? Why would the American public now believe that you are now going to take action?
Trying.
So there wasn't pressing. It was softball questions with no follow-ups.
And anybody that watched the interview with I gotta think of a name for her now. Cam, something. That didn't even look vice presidential. She looked like a defeated woman. She looked like she was under the submission of Tim Walz. How are we supposed to think that this woman here that we saw can sit across the table from Vladimir Putin, President Xi, Kim, or any of the Arab heads? How does the American people think she can pull it off?
She has to bring her friend with her, baby Huey, the big guy, Tim Walz. She brings him everywhere. I think it's to get her out of a word salad, and it's also to fill in gaps if she doesn't have anything to say or doesn't know how to answer. So he's kind of her handler right now, protecting the Democratic hold on the economy.
And Tim Walz, he's going through his own investigation, come to find out with Congress right now. You know, all of this stuff is just America in full-blown demise. From the taking of the apartment complexes to now they letting them ride the bus, giving them all this money. Now California's giving them vouchers for houses. They're being rewarded for doing destructive shit.
Right. Thank God for your show and other shows like this to tell the American people this is what's really going on that you don't see. Because the things we need, we really, really need, it's so simple. Lower taxes, less regulations, and smaller government. That's all. And she had nothing to say about any of those except that vote for me, I'm going to raise your taxes. And we're like, no, stop this.
She had nothing to say. When Dana Bash asked her about the border, she went straight to, well, I was a prosecutor and I was a district attorney, and then she just conveniently glassed over the last 4 years or 3 years of her letting 20+ million people come in. It's like, I'm like, bitch, did you forget? Did you put that in the resume? Don't leave the most important part out.
Right.
She doesn't give any accolades. I fought against the cartels. You're not doing a good job fighting against the cartels right now.
Good point. I wish she would say something about the fentanyl. If she could just talk about that, that would get her off on a nice trail of truth. You know, but then it's more government regulations and a bigger government, and we will be taxed. Everything she says, we will be taxed on. So it's really a concern to me when she offers a new program. But it's not strong at all. It's just obvious we need Trump. That's all it is.
We living in the matrix.
Wow, good point.
Here you have Trump pointing out everything that is obviously wrong with this crazy country right now. I mean, literally everything. People can hate Trump and say he's this and he's that, but what they can't do and what they don't do is deny what's going on. They'll be like, but it's trying to no, where we're at right now and what Donald Trump is talking about, the other side isn't even mentioning. It's like they don't even care. And they're making it so obvious that they're for the downfall. Well, they're for the self-destruction. Well, they're for the annihilation. I'm trying to pick a right word to stay politically correct. All of that shit.
Right.
They're not trying to make anything better.
Wow.
Nothing.
I was very proud of Trump's words when he was talking about the election of 2020, and he didn't say it was stolen, he said it was bad. And I was like, wow, if you have to use a word and you can't say stolen because it makes you look butthurt and everyone gets all
It was very bad. It was very bad.
He said it was bad, and I was like, that was perfect.
Randy says, read the comments. What's up, Trisha M. Judah? Hello, how are you, Queen? Okay, read the comments. The left wants to destroy this nation. Tanks, jets, fighters, Navy, whatever. When are the citizens of this nation going to rise up and take control? I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take. Hopefully we'll never have to do it. Hopefully these bad people will lay down their arms, wave the white flag, and say we gave it a good go and we failed, and here you can have your country back. Not.
Wow.
They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. I hope they do it. I pray they do it. Because I don't know how many more buses I can take being boarded, or how many more apartment complexes I can take CMB and how can we call it, taken over.
Right.
They didn't take over an apartment. They took over the whole damn complex. Wow.
We're so compromised. We do have to fight back on a case-by-case basis, I guess, is how this is going to happen. Because I can't see us all coming together as one without a leader. I mean,
I see them building armies in these complexes.
Right.
Come on, I got a place for you to come live. Let's go. Man, I mean, what? You can get about 10,000 people in them apartment complexes, man.
Yeah.
That's all they need to take over a city, or try to. And then, like he said, it was like 3. I got a couple of words for you. Try that shit in a small town. See how far you get down the road, buddy. Because around here, we take care of our own.
That's good.
It's crazy.
We've got big guns too.
Yeah, and we got more. We got more, and we got grandmas that know how to shoot. We got grandmas that been shooting rabbits since they were 14.
Oh wow!
Shit, they'll pick a booger off your nose. That's how good they can shoot. Turn to the side, they'll pick a booger off your nose.
That's great.
I don't know where that came from.
Good shots.
I don't know where that came from, but it's Friday. I wanted to get back on here. Wanted to go through some things. What's new with you? What's on your mind? Did you hear about the 3 officers in Dallas that were shot? And one unfortunately didn't make it. I believe one's in critical condition, the other one's in stable condition. But yeah, other than that, what you got for us?
Wow. This happened in Dallas. They were obviously shot by what? Immigrants? I mean, misplaced newcomers?
I don't. Are you like changing who they are now?
No, they're misplaced. Okay, I shouldn't call them. They're misplaced immigrants? I don't even like to call them. I like to call them aliens. I like to call them
Okay.
illegals.
Yeah,
Misplaced.
illegals. Well,
Okay.
we got to keep it politically correct. I mean, unless they gain citizenship, they're illegal.
Misplaced illegals. Is that who shot the 3 cops in Dallas? Probably, because I can't see anyone else coming against 3 cops and shooting them.
I see you, Hugh. Hugh says Rudy G is in trouble. Oh, Rudy, what did you do? I see you, Shoes. Okay, we got 2 Rudies in trouble. All right. So now we know Rudy's in trouble. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm gonna look into that. I got to see what's going on with Rudy, because I don't take sides. If you're doing some fuckboy shit, you deserve to get what you got coming to you. I don't think I'm gonna believe what you say, so I'm gonna go do my research and shit and see how everything goes down. Rudy admitted in court that he lied about Georgia election. Rudy admitted in court that he lied about Georgia election fraud. He made it all up. Okay, well, if it is actual and factual, your boy will find out. I will find out. I don't call nobody a liar until I do my investigation. But what else do we have for tonight's show? So this is funny. This is funny. So you know how Tim Waltz was involved in the sit down. See, I can't. My shit's running while I'm talking. Now I can't figure out where I was at. So I don't want to waste everybody's time with it. Can I find you, Tim? Can I find you? Okay, I think that might be it right there. Let's see. Unless I get an engineer, this is how you're gonna get it. But let's see what they're talking about on this one right here. Hold on. See, I messed up. See, I know I messed up. Hold on, Jen. I'm coming. Here's a clip. Here it is, if I can find it.
At all. It was mostly just the back of his beach.
Oh, come on,
Beach umbrella. Now, the White House tells us that there is no such thing as a presidential vacation, that the president is here and he's working, mostly talking with a number of world leaders in Europe and in the Middle East, while he's at least been in Rehoboth and last week when he was at a donor's estate in California.
Did they just say Papa was working?
Yeah,
and talking to world leaders?
I don't know about that.
It sounds like he's trying to talk to Free Willy to me, or Flipper, or somebody.
Gosh,
He ain't
right?
talking to no damn world leaders at the beach. He all slumped over. Oh my goodness! What else they got to say about Papa?
We asked the White House whether the president watched the interview last night with his vice president. The White House did not respond. If Biden did watch, he caught a few compliments.
You know what? That don't look like Papa. That don't look like Papa. Nope.
No, his skin's too firm.
That looked like a man with a little bit of muscles.
Oh my.
It does. That don't
Right.
look that does not look like Papa to me.
No.
You see how that man is standing? He ain't slumped over. He ain't got. I mean, look at his shoulders. Look at his pot. Man, that ain't Papa, man.
His hair's too long too in the
That
back.
ain't that man. I don't know. They got it. I don't know who they got out there.
I have
But I know who they got right here.
served with President Biden for almost 4 years now, and I'll tell you, it's one of the greatest honors of my career, truly. He cares so deeply about the American people. He is so smart and
You know when they use keywords like she just said, truly. Like, I know you don't believe me, but believe me. Truly. Oh my goodness.
and loyal to the American people.
In that interview, Harris offered no significant departure from President Biden, embracing the administration's approach to the economy, border, and Israel and Gaza. Biden is scheduled to join Harris on the campaign trail Monday, Labor Day, in Pittsburgh. The White House says the president will speak Thursday in Wisconsin to highlight his Investing in America agenda. Republicans say they're happy to tie Harris to the current president.
She tried to deflect back to when she was a prosecutor. That was almost a decade ago, more than that. She's in the vice presidency's seat right now. She lives at the Naval Observatory today. What has she done? So pressing the contrast between the Trump administration and the Kamala Harris, Joe Biden administration is how you win this election.
Yep, that's how you win it, though, because they ain't done a damn thing. They ain't fixed nothing. They broke a lot of shit. They ain't fixed shit they broke. They ain't try to fix shit they broke. They ain't even halfway fixed shit they broke. So
Right.
I don't know what else it's going to take. I hope it don't take too much.
That's funny. I copied a link. I wanted to share. It's not not a video like yours. It's just a link. It's like nonsensical, but just in case you wanted to check and see Biden's schedule, what he's doing, it's here.
Peppo got a schedule?
Oh, he does, and everyone can see it because this is supposed to be the most transparent uniter presidency we ever saw. So let me paste this link here. And every day I'm thinking, I know you're on the beach, and it's like, no. And it talks about everyone else's vacations. Hold on. There we go. Let me paste that and send it. Yeah, you can, there it is. You can see it's a government site. It's state gov, blah, blah, blah. And you can see what he's doing. You like go there and it has each day. And then you click the day and you see what he's doing. And it's basically nothing. He's like on this extended vacation ever since he came back from his fake COVID. He did the debate with Trump, and then after that, he's been vacationing. But
Yeah, he ain't done nothing.
No, not at all.
Let's see what his itinerary looks like.
The others, it shows everybody else going on vacation.
Papa eating ice cream, man.
We're like, we know you're on the beach.
They see, but Jen,
it's not him.
They just lying to us, and I guess they just expect us, or we're supposed to believe all the shit that they're feeding us. So, yes, you are right. Biden is no longer relevant. Trump played more days of golf than any other president in history, and still got more shit done.
Right.
So I appreciate you for tuning in. You could be other places, but you've chose the Patriot Lab to make an ass of yourself. And I appreciate that. But Jen, any last words? We are winding into the hour, and I'm going to get ready to eat me some dinner.
Awesome.
And just wanted to get on here and, just bring a little bit of I don't know, whatever people want to call it, actual and factual,
awesome
madness, drama, sadness. I don't know.
I think it's awesome that you have your fingers on the pulse. Don't take your fingers off the pulse. We know what's going on. We're here for the American people, and we're just going to tell you this is what it is. Go for the guy who can restore our nation. We need to. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. And I mean, for her first sit down, I mean, they had to edit it. I mean, she couldn't do a live. I mean, this is what I don't. We in trouble. we in trouble because we still got American people that I ain't gonna say what they are. I almost said a word. Now they probably cancel me for it. So I caught myself. But yeah, those people right there begins with an R. But those people right there, that's what y'all are. Y'all are.
Right. Well, bless her heart. She's having trouble keeping, closing the border, keeping people out of the country. At the same time, she's having trouble getting people back to Earth. Aren't there still 2 astronauts out there on
She
a
got
space
trouble all the way
station?
around. She
Yeah.
got trouble
We've
all the
got
way around.
astronauts in the space station. We have hostages over in the Middle East. We have people coming in. We can't keep them out. And she's overwhelmed. That's good. We just have to paint the picture obvious. She's overwhelmed.
Well,
Besides what she's done to our groceries, our taxes, it's all weights and pulleys. She's gonna go against this price gouging. It's not price gouging. She caused that. It's weights and pulleys. You lift something here, you put something there. The other side's gonna feel it. As soon as they stop the gas, the pipeline and the drilling and put all these regulations on where you can frack, where you can drill, what you can pump, that's when the gas got expensive. And gas, I am shocked that oil tycoons who make billions and trillions of dollars in Texas, in Alaska, even in Pennsylvania, have not gone against this administration because they're the ones they were making the most money. Come on, you've got the best lawyers. Sue this guy. But anyways, that's the reason why the grocery stores cost so much. Because truck drivers are not going to deliver your eggs for $1 a carton when they have to pay $5 for a gallon of gas. If it's even $5, it's diesel, so it's probably what, 8? It's
Somewhere like
scary.
that. It is. It is. But
Yeah.
we'll get through it. We will get through it.
Yes,
got
we
any
will.
other shows? You got any other shows you're co-hosting in tonight? Popping in on anybody else has anything going on?
No, I'm not. I'm trying to do my own. It's an educational show, and it's a
Okay.
real life experience. My daughter had to drop. The one that sings, beautiful voice. She sings. She's in 11th grade, and she's in this like honors choir. It's just amazing. But she decided that she would take some other classes along with it because her friends that take this, that are in the choir also take other classes there. So she's trying this geometry class, and the other one is an English class, and the teacher is terrible. So a lot of these kids are dropping the class, but they need the credit. So the school is providing this online course that you can take. So she's like, I'm going to do that. So all these kids are taking that, but they want Juju's mom, which is me, to teach them because I have this really fun way to teach geometry, and so we're going to do that online, and it's from a non-accredited course, but
Right.
then they're going to be able to take the test through the accredited course and pass it.
That's
And I'm like,
right.
this is so silly because the things that work do not work with. I can't even describe what's going on. It's just a mess. But we're going to do our old fashioned way of learning stuff. The kids are going to love it. They're going to pass the test they need to pass. But don't you dare teach that. Don't tell anyone I'm doing that until they see the video. They'll be like, "Oh, is that how you teach that?" Yeah, it works this way. So that's what I'm going to do later.
Well, good deal. I wish you luck in your endeavors.
Thank you. Thank you
Have
so
fun.
much.
Patriot Nation, I appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. It's a Friday night. If you're going to go out and be on the roads, please don't drink and drive. Be safe. Look out for your neighbors. It's a crazy world out there, and it's doing nothing but getting crazier every day that goes by. So, for me and Jenn, the homeschooler mom, which is always a pleasure and a privilege to have you on. Until next time, in between time, we are out. Appreciate everybody
Goodbye.
for tuning in. Enjoy your night, people.
Good night.
Patriots, wherever you consider yourself to be.